Hi, everyone. It's Christopher, Mono County Library Director and co-host of the Oxygen Starved podcast. And it's Book Talk Friday. Not only that, it's a special Book Talk Friday because it's January, and that's when, every year, the American Library Association announces its Youth Media Awards. These are the Oscars of the children's book world, paid attention to not just by librarians, but by booksellers and teachers and authors and illustrators and publishers alike. Everyone eagerly awaits to hear what is the Coretta Scott King Award winner, what is the Newbery Award winner, and what I also love is the Picture Book Award, the Caldecott Medal. And this year's 2022 Caldecott Award goes to Watercress by Andrea Wang, illustrated by Jason Chin. This is a beautiful, beautiful story. It's a reminiscence of Andrea growing up as a child of Chinese immigrants. And many of us are kids of immigrants, so we kind of understand some of what goes on in this story. Now, the story itself is she and her brother as little kids are with their family driving through the countryside in the Midwest when her parents spot watercress growing in a marshy area alongside the road. And they pull over and eagerly get the kids involved in going out to gather the fresh watercress. Now, the kids don't understand it. Why do they have to get in the water and pull out this slimy plant that's often got snails over it? Why can't they just buy it in the store like all of their American friends? Well, coming out of this experience, it gives her mother the opportunity to talk about what it was like growing up in China as kids during a period of war and famine. It's a beautifully evocative book, really well illustrated. I'm not going to read it to you, but it's wonderful. I'm going to highly recommend it to you. One of the things that is great about it is at the end, there is an author note where Andrea Wang talks about why it was important to write this story and the appreciation she has for her parents now that she didn't as a kid. And also a note from the artist, Jason Chin, who talks about the wonderful watercolor technique he uses to illustrate this book and why he chose it, and his own appreciation for his immigrant forebears. This is Watercress by Andrea Wang, illustrated by Jason Chin. Now, the other great thing about the awards is they do honorable mentions, including the Caldecott has a number of honor books, and one of my favorite is by Corey Tabor. It's called Mel Fell. Now, you may recognize Corey Tabor if you're a parent. He's a popular author, illustrator of other kids' books. You might recognize his books Snail Crossing or Fox the Tiger, which is an I Can Read book. He's written some other Fox books as well. This is a picture book, and one of the first things you'll notice is most picture books open like this, right? Well, not Mel Fell. He starts off very creative. It actually opens like this, and it's the story of a baby kingfisher named Mel who is learning to fly. And here's her mother prodding her out onto the branch and, being courageous. Take the step off the branch. And what happens? Well, she falls straight down, as kingfishers do. And this story goes on as she passes all the different creatures who live on the tree trunk along the way. They're very concerned for Mel's safety. But of course, Mel does what kingfishers do. She splashes in water and gets a fish. And this is the point in the book, the fun part, where the orientation of the story changes. Because what happens after this, and it actually tells you how to orient the book, Mel flies back up to the nest. This is her first flying lesson, right? But she's good at it. She's a kingfisher. And the story continues of her going back up the side of the tree, passing all the animals and creatures that remarked on her going down, and how she triumphs by reaching back to the nest. I won't read the story, and I won't tell you what happens to the little fish. I will tell you in typical Corey Tabor style, this is an entertaining read, not just for the kids, but for the adults. There's little bits of humor in here. You're going to end up reading this book multiple times with your young person, so you might as well get something out of it too. And as well, there's a good moral to this story in the sense that being courageous has benefits. This is Mel Fell by Corey Tabor, a 2022 Caldecott Honor book. This is Watercress by Andrea Yang and illustrated by Jason Chin. This is the 2022 Caldecott Medal book. You'll start seeing it with the seal on it going forward in bookstores and libraries. Both available at Mono County Library. Come and grab them, or another great picture book to read. They're great for adults too. In the meantime, stay safe and happy reading.